1 second. Birdie decided to get the zoomies the minute I turned on this camera. Okay, so as I was saying, I am going to be... As soon as I get back from my trip, I'm going to be moving. So I am unhauling some books that I don't want to move with. And then the stuff that's already in boxes, I'll do a second half of the unhaul when I'm unpacking all the boxes and setting up my library. So you're going to see this video in steps, but enjoy anyway. Okay, so books I'm unhauling are 101 Dalmatians by Dodie Smith. I've got Clap When You Land by Elizabeth Acevedo. I thought this was fine, but I'm not going to read it again, so I don't need to keep it. This one was pretty much the same boat. Fine. Gave it 3 stars, but I'm not going to read it again. And then I've got Lake's Edge by Lyndall Clipstone. Let's be honest, I'm never going to read this. It's just not the vibe that I like to read. So yeah, this is going. Frog Music by Emma Donoghue. Didn't like this book, so it's going. I've got Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. This is another, I didn't like this book. It's a book that's not for me, but it'll be great for someone else. So that's that. And then I've got The Love of My Life by Rosie Walsh. I did finish this, thought it was fine, but I don't need to keep it. Come and Get It by Kylie Reid. My God, was this book hard to read. Terrible. It's going. Then I've got Vinyl Moon by Mahogany L. Brown. Doesn't need to be... It doesn't need to be kept. It was fine. Not going to read it again. Don't like it enough to keep. So, there it goes. Then I've got Five Survive by Holly Jackson. God. Get this book away from me. I gave it a 2-star because there was one thing in it I liked, but it was terrible. Getting rid of it. One Day. Hated this book with a passion. It's going. Then I've got The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepburn. Haven't actually read this yet. Realistically, I'm never going to, so go. The Colour Purple by Alice Walker. Realistically, I'm never going to actually get to this book. I keep trying to tell myself I will, but no, I'm not going to get to it. This can go. The Dreaming by Queenie Chan. I thought this manga was fine, but I'm not going to take it, so it can go. I've got Sisters of Blood and Spirit by Katie Cross. Realistically, I'm never going to get to this, so it can go. Green Wild, The World Behind the Door. I don't need to start any more series, and this one, I don't need to start any more series, and this one just seems like middle grades that I've read before, so yeah, it can go. And I've got Ming and Flo Fight for the Future by Jackie French. I'm never really realistically going to get to this. It can go. And I've got Pax by Sarah Pennypacker. Yep, this one can go. Solitaire by Alice Oseman. Thought it was fine. Don't need to keep it. So we can go. I've got Two Can Play That Game by Leanne Yong. Read about 20 pages of this and didn't like it. I think it was just a bit too YA for me. So yeah, it can go. And I've got Her Fearful Symmetry by Audrey Niffenegger. I bought this because I loved The Time Traveler's Wife, but I've learned more about it, and realistically, I'm not going to read it. So it can go. Then I've got The Book of Stolen Dreams by David Farr. This was on my currently reading shelf. Looking back, it is a beautiful hardcover, but I'm not gonna read it, so it can go. And I've got The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Read this, thought it was fine, but I didn't like it as much as The Hunger Games, so it can go. I've got I Was Born for This by Alice Oseman. Didn't read the Alice Oseman one, and it seems like the type that I wouldn't read. Aside from Heartstopper, I've just found most of her writing fine. Then I've got Alfred Hitchcock and The Mystery of the Stuttering Parrot. I will unhaul this off my shelves. I'll either see if my brother wants it, or it can go to either a free little library, which is around the corner from here, or it can go to a charity shop. Then I've got Then, Now, Always by Isabel Bloom. This seemed like the kind of thing I would like at the time, but I don't need it, but I'm not going to read it now. So, yeah, that can go. And then the last one I've got in here is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is a banged up copy it was either my mum's or one of my uncle's. But yeah, this can go. Then I've got 3 more. I've got Black Beauty by Anne Sewell. I'll either give my mum, but this was my mum's copy. I'll either give this to her or give it to a charity shop. I've got On the Jellicoe Road by Melina Marchetta. I just didn't like this as much as Looking for Ali Brandy. And yeah, so didn't give me the same vibes, so this one can go. And then I've got The Girl Before by J.P. Delaney. Thought this was fine, but I didn't like it enough to move with it. So yeah, it can go. Hi, so I'm not even going to get up my chair for this one. I'm just probably going to say I'm also going to unhaul I Hope This Doesn't Find You by Anne Liang. I did enjoy reading this, but it's not one of my favorite, but I only like to keep romances that are my favorites, and this one just didn't quite make the cut, so it is going into the unhaul part. This is another one where I can't be bothered to get my chair, but I've also decided I'm going to unhaul The Silver Arrow by Lev Grossman. I read it. It was a cute middle grade, but it wasn't anything spectacular, so I'm going to unhaul it. And someone will get a signed edition of this book. So, yeah. Good book, but I won't... Yeah, it was fine, but I'm definitely not going to reread it, so it can go. Okay, I am going to unhaul this picture book of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang by Ian Fleming. I read it. I thought it was cute. But I meant to order the actual story. I ordered the wrong book. I ordered the wrong one. So this is going to a charity shop, and I have ordered the right book now. Okay, so again, I'm not going to get my chair, but I'm going to unhaul Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Farida, but I can't pronounce her name. But yeah, I thought this was just... I thought it started off, premise was great, but the ending was kind of disappointing. So I think I'm going to unhaul this. And then also, I'm going to unhaul Salam with Love. While I enjoyed this, I feel like it would be perfect for someone who is this culture. But yeah, that person's not me. It was fine, I really liked it, but I don't need to hold on to it, so I'm not going to. And I have another book for the unhaul pile. Killing Eve, Codename Villanelle. Can't get into it. Terrible. Go into my unhaul. I think I'm also going to unhaul Romantic Comedy by Curtis Sittenfeld. I've just heard way too many negative things about this. And I've also heard that in this 400-page book, there's only like 4 chapters. And having ADHD, that is way too long. So yeah, I think I'm going to part with this as well. Okay, and I have another book for my unhaul. I just finished Runaway by Harlan Coben. It was a perfectly fine thriller. And with thrillers, I only like to keep ones that really blow me away. Yeah, this one was perfectly fine. I did read it really fast. But yeah, it was perfectly average, so I don't need to keep it. Okay, so we have another one for the unhaul. And it's not because I didn't like this book. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a 4-star. I'm unhauling this version because I don't like this cover. There's something about it that I don't like. So I'm going to order the paperback cover of this book. and unhaul the hardback. Because, yeah, I just don't like this cover. And I don't want it on my shelf. Okay, and I have another one for my unhaul pile. Sadly, Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo I'm going to unhaul. I think Leigh Bardugo just, her writing style isn't for me. So, yeah, I'm going to unhaul Six of Crows. And I've got another book for my unhaul pile. The World's Worst Pets by David Walliams. Yeah, I tried this book. It's too like really little kid for me. So yeah, it's going to go in the unhaul. But I did try it before I made that decision. Hi. So I'm also gonna unhaul Green Dot by Madeline Gray. Hello, and welcome to part 2 of this unhaul video, where I'm in my new place. As you can see behind me, I've started setting up my shelves. But I'm missing quite a few of the books because my brother, bless him, accidentally threw out a box of my books, which I feel like I should be angrier about, but I'm not, because if it wasn't for my brother storing my stuff for the 7 months I needed it, then I would have had to replace a lot more than just a few books. So yeah, so I'm gonna restart. So if this unhaul isn't combined with the fact that I need to now revamp my shelves anyway, I don't know what is. But yeah, let's get into my unhaul pile for this bit. One of the first books I'm unhauling is Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. I just really don't think this book's gonna be for me, because I'm not really a fantasy girly. I've tried to be a fantasy girly before, and yeah, I just don't have time to start a new series. So yeah, I'm gonna unhaul that one. These ones, I read the first one and then I didn't want to continue the series, and that is the Shadow and Bone trilogy. I'm not really a fan of Leigh Bardugo's writing. So yeah, read the first one, thought it was okay, but I know I'm not going to continue, so all 3 of them can go. And then I've got The Golden Swift. I actually unhauled the first one of these in part 1 that you already saw. But yeah, this is a sequel. Like I said before, it's a bit too little kiddish for me. But yeah, it would be great for like a middle schooler's library. And then the next one I've got is Vampires Never Get Old. I'm just not really a short story person. And I only really liked a couple of these, and I didn't like them enough to want to read them again. So yeah, I'm just going to unhaul these short stories. I really could have unhauled that in part 1 because it came with me. But, done now. The next one I'm going to unhaul is Slay by Brittany Morris. I read this. I thought it was fine. I gave it 3 stars, but I'm probably not going to reread it, so it can go. And then I'm going to unhaul The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and Other Tales of Terror. I did like Jekyll and Hyde, but I don't like the fact that it's mixed in with others. So I think if I was going to keep this on the shelves, then I would just buy Jekyll and Hyde. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to. So this one can go. And then next couple are a couple of Alice Oseman, and that's the 2 Heartstopper novellas. I do love the Heartstopper series, but yeah, the 2 novellas, I thought they were cute, but yeah, I'm not going to reread them, so they can be unhauled. And then I am going to unhaul Falling by T.J. Newman. I read this book in June when I didn't have access to these books, but I read it on an ebook. My God, was this book dull. I mean, how do you make the premise of someone hijacking a flight to New York and you have to do what they say, or they threaten your family? How do you take that concept and make it dull? Somehow they managed to, and this book is going. And then I've got Last Night at the Telegraph Club by Melinda Lowe. Again, I did this one on ebook. Oh, sorry, not ebook. I did this one on audio. I thought it was a cute story, but yeah, I'm never gonna read it. I'm never gonna read it again. I thought it was fine, But yeah, it's not a favorite, so it can go. And then this is another series that I'm getting rid of. I have read all 3 of these, but that's the Frost Heart series. I liked these. I thought they were really fun and cute, but yeah, I'm not going to reread them, so I don't want them taking up space on my shelf when I'm not going to reread them. And then I've got the all-in-one edition of Death Note. I'm not real. I just don't think I'm really a manga girly, because I can't really get into them. Yeah, I think I read the first 2 volumes in this, and then never continued, and I don't think I will. So yeah, this can also go. This is also really heavy. And then these last 3 are all part of the same series, but they're actually individual stories set in the same series. These two I'm unhauling because I didn't really like these ones, and that is Unbirthday, which is the Alice in Wonderland one, and Straight On Till Morning, which is the Peter Pan story. Straight On Till Morning, it was just way too needlessly long. Like, it was longer than it probably needed to be. But yeah, I wasn't a fan of this one. This one, I thought it was fine, but it felt more like but it was written more like a sequel as opposed to a twisted tale. I feel like it read more like a sequel, the way that it was written. And this one I'm unhauling because I'm collecting the special editions of Twisted Tales, and I have this one. And that is the Mirror Mirror one, which is the Snow White one. This one I liked, but like I said, I'm only getting rid of this one because I'm collecting the special editions, and this is the first one of those that I have. And yeah, I think that's actually it for my unhaul. Hi, so it's the next day, and I completely forgot about more books that I wanted to unhaul. So, here we go, here's more. The House at the Edge of Magic by Amy Sparks. Read this, thought it was cute, but I'm not going to want to reread it, so it can go. See, that one I might keep. Then I'm going to unhaul... Oh, sorry, there's 2 lots here. Then I'm going to unhaul these 3 books. Quidditch for the Ages, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and The Beadle and the Bard. I don't need to explain this. They're J.K. Rowling books. They can go. I'm keeping the Harry Potter books, but that's for nostalgia reasons. But yeah. And then the next 2 that I'm keeping, that I'm unhauling, are Second Star to the Fright and Part of Your Nightmare. These are essentially Disney version of Goosebumps. And I thought they were cute. Like, I thought they were fine. I read them last Halloween. Thought they were fine, but yeah, I don't need to keep them. Then the next one I'm going to get rid of is Wish She Was, The Tiny Guardian of Lost Letters by Alexander Page. Wait, no, actually, scratch that. I might keep this, because I really did think this was cute. So I actually scratched that. I might keep that. The next one I am getting rid of is My Sister Lives on the Mantelpiece by Annabelle Pitcher. This was a good look into family and like what happens when a family member dies. But yeah, I don't need to keep it, so it can go. Excuse me. And then the next one I'm going to unhaul is Yesterday Crumb and the Storm in the Teacup. This was a cute book. Read it, thought it was fine, but I'm not going to reread it, so this one can go. And then the next one that I'm going to unhaul, this is the one that I probably could be convinced to keep, and that is The Invisible Life of Annie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I just thought it was unnecessarily long. I mean, I liked it fine, but I don't feel the need to keep it. So I'm going to get rid of it. Unless someone convinces me to keep it. Yeah, and then the next one I'm going to get rid of is This Place Is Still Beautiful by... I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. It's like Xixitian. Yeah, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Thought this book was cute. Good. Thought this book was very well written. Good look at racism. But yeah, I don't think I need to keep it, so it can go. Then I've got Nothing Lasts Forever by Roderick Thorpe. This was the book that inspired the movie Die Hard. I read it as like a reading books that inspired my favorite movies. And I thought I did enjoy this, but yeah, I don't need to keep it. So we can go. Then I've got The Cheerleaders by Cara Thomas. This book started off good, but then turned into a real disappointment. I don't know why I've held on to it for this long, to be honest. But yeah, it can go. And then I've got Beyond the Isle of the Lost. I think I unhauled... Oh no, I didn't unhaul the rest of these books. You know what? I think I might unhaul... Hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Do I want to unhaul these? Now I'm second guessing. Now I'm second guessing some of these. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm just going to unhaul all of the Disney Descendants books. They were fine, but I think these will do better for like a younger audience than me. So, yeah, that can go. Then I've got 7 Wherewithal Lane by Samantha Ellen Bound. I've picked this up so many times intending to read it and just never have. So I think that's a sign that it should go. And then I've got Nocturnes by John Connolly. I'm just not a short story girly. It's not long enough for me to get invested in the story, and by the time I do get invested, it's over. So yeah, I'm not a short story person, so I'm gonna get rid of this one too. Then I'm gonna get rid of Eliza Vander's Button Box by Emily Rodda. Stupid thing. You know what? I'm just gonna hold this. I did read a lot of Emily Rodda when I was a kid, but I don't have a connection to this one as much as the other ones I read. So yeah, this one can go. And then I've got The Bridge by J.S. Brewkiller. I met her at a Comic-Con. This is signed. Yeah, this is signed and personalized to me. But I tried it. It was actually quite dull. So yeah, I'm going to get rid of it. Someone else can have a signed copy. And then the next one I'm going to get rid of is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. But specifically this version, because it's kind of a old, torn-up version that I got from my grandmother's estate. I did buy another copy with a different cover, so yeah, I'm going to get rid of this one. I loved this book. I just don't need 2 copies. Then the next one I'm going to get rid of is My Friend Flicker. I read this thinking I was going to like it, and then I got told that there was a lot of animal abuse, and that was a big note for me, so that one can go. And then the last one I'm going to unhaul is An Arrow to the Moon by Emily S. Arpan. This is a Romeo and Juliet retelling with mixed with Chinese mythology. It was a cute idea. I read it, but yeah, I didn't like it enough to keep it. Okay, me again. I have 3 more that I was gonna unhaul. I put them in like multiple different piles instead of just one, which was my mistake. So yeah, I will just see it. One of the other ones I'm unhauling is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I really did not like this book. I tried the audiobook while I was away, and yeah, it just wasn't for me. I liked The Martian, but I haven't liked anything else of Andy Weir's writing, so I think I'm just gonna have to stop trying with Andy Weir and just stick with the only one I like. And then I'm also going to get rid of Archives of Despair by Caleb Finn. Again, it's a similar thing to what I said before. Short stories aren't my thing. So I don't want to keep them because I know that I'm not going to like them. And then the last one I'm going to unhaul is The Reckless Afterlife of Harriet Stoker. I bought this one by accident. I thought I was buying The Afterlife of Holly Chase, but I forgot the name. Yeah, but I forgot the name of it when I ordered it. So yeah, I bought this one by accident. I never actually had any intentions to read this book. Yeah. And now, let me just double check. Yep. Yeah, now I am actually done. And we can go to outro me. Bye. Without that other box of books that I don't have as many in here, and I either haven't read. I want to keep my TBR. I'm not going to unhaul ones I haven't read because that doesn't seem fair to the books. And everything else on my shelves, I'm keeping. So yeah, I will catch you in whatever video you see next, because I don't know what order I'm going to be publishing these, but